Stitches of love we weave so. In this online world we come to grow. Mom and Pop Quilt Shop, where hearts align. Let's embrace the craft and let our souls shine.
Hey everyone, welcome to Weekend Project. I'm Laura Lynn of the Mom and Pop Quilt Shop, and we are very happy to see you here today. Today we're taking a ruler, a template that I've had in the quilt shop for a while. I don't normally use it, as when I make hexagons I usually try to use a half hexie ruler because I find them easier. But we're going to make a log cabin out of this hexie today, and hopefully you like what turns out. So this is me just putting 2 layers on, of like 2 strips, twice around, and then leaving that hexagon shape. I also liked putting your 2 rows around, and then, oh sorry, that was 3. I apologize, that's 3 rows around. Putting 2 rows around, and then you just add a little bit of cut a little corner pieces to make your 12.5-inch squares. And you can make yourself a nice little table runner just like this one here. Okay, so you start off with a hexie. Okay, I have a big one here. From tip to tip, it measures 7 inches. Okay, so all the way across here is 7 inches. So I took my little template and I put it on my fabric, and then I just scooted around with my rotary cutter, and that's how I have my first piece. And when you make a log cabin, you work one side, one side, one side, one side, one side, one side. You can do it mixed color if you like. I kind of like the dark and the light sort of sections of it. So I've got 3 little sections here that are going to be light and 3 little sections that are going to be dark, okay? And then I have some just little leaf fabric, did a little leaf shape. And then for my plant, my pumpkin stem, you can just fold over some green fabric, or even use some green twine or something like that, and just be able to just kind of have fun and maneuver it across your project, right? All right, so first we're going to start off here. We're going to take our first piece, and whether you start here or here, it doesn't really matter. I kind of like to just go straight up in the right hand corner. I'm going to take the light piece, and I know I'm just going to sew from that little edge to that little edge. Okay. And you just take it back to the board, and then you just iron it out. Okay, and then I like to have a nice cutting mat and an iron mat right next to each other. It is just the most ideal way to go about this project. So then you take it and you're like, oh, well, where do I go now? Well, you want to take this straight edge and you want to follow it all the way across the fabric that you just added. Okay, and then that's where your next light piece is going to go. So let's just take another one from the pile here. I'm going to line this up here, and I try to go a little bit past there and to go a little bit past here. So then when we sew this one on, we'll do the same. We'll take it and then we'll trim it on that line. Okay. And you could build this out as many times as you like. It's a great way to have a different play off of a log cabin than just a regular squares. You can use a lovely hexie. There's other shapes you could use too. Okay. So just take this and then just push it back. Don't worry about that part until you have to come to it. Okay. And then back out on the board. Line up this edge, this straight edge right there. And then trim it across. That goes to your extra bits. This is a perfect size to go fill out those extra corners that you're going to need if you want to build it to a 12.5 by 12.5. Okay, and then this is our third piece that we get to put with the lighter fabric. Okay. Put that up for a second. Just flip that back. Oh, I just realized I still have my little things in my arms. I had some blood drawn earlier today. I forgot about it. Nothing serious, just the regulars. Now we just need to start doing our dark blue. Okay, so we can take our next piece and we're just going to place it right there and do the little flip. Make sure it's a big enough piece to cover. working on 6 sides instead of 4 sides for a log cabin. Got a little more play for color. Okay. And of course, if you're going to make a whole bunch of these, you could just have like a little process. You're doing this one, then trimming and adding and so on and so forth. So we're going to always make sure that we're coming in a line with that nice straight edge from around our hexie. Now we want to take our next piece. I'll do this one. Okay. Make sure we have enough to cover. Yes, it did. It's always good to just to double check. Okay. Push it back. Now this here is where you're going to end up with like a smaller piece, but that's okay. Just going to make that where that trim line is for that hexie, that edge of it, where that's going to be our nice straight line cut, okay? And then you're going to put your next piece just like that. And you're just going to keep building out around and around. Now I have this one here for the 2 rows. Hold on, I just need to add 2 more of the dark, okay? So let's add this one here. And you just kind of, however many rows you can do, that could be the center and have like 15 rows all the way around. It'd be kind of neat though. Great way to use your scraps in your stash. These strips of fabric that I've cut here are just 2.5. I just thought it'd be very easy and universal for my stash. If I end up cutting a few more strips than what I needed, it was just going to go right in there and be used. Okay, and then we just take that and we trim it up again. This is our last piece that we have for this one. And depending on how you want to finish it off. If you want a little one, a smaller hexie table topper than the one I've made right there, you know, stop at two rounds. You don't have to add the leaf or the stem at all. I just thought the cute little hexie would make a little pumpkin. A nice little pumpkin. Okay, now we just lay this out. And then we just trim it up so it looks like a hexie. There. And then this part here. This part here. Just come and make it nice and even as we go around. Okay, and isn't that cute? You got a nice little hexie. Now you could like leave it like that if you like, or you can, once you lay it out, you have to figure out where you're liking it. If you want the edge down at the bottom, do you want your lights on your left and your right, so however you want to make it, then you just need to lay out your 12.5 by 12.5 inch ruler, and then you know in these blank spaces here and here, you're going to need to add just a little bit of, you know, a little bit of fabric, and then sew, depending on which style you wanted to, you know, fill it. It has to be a half decent chunk of fabric, right? So keep with the whites with the lights where the lights and the darks with the dark. So I'd put a light piece here and here and a dark piece here and here, and then you get yourself squared out to be this nice little square there. Okay, and then you could just chop them up, and then like I said, you even need to use these extra little bits as parts for your other sides if you needed to. Okay, and then to get your leaf, I just drew a nice little neutral leaf shape. I'd say it's about 3 inches wide and about 6 inches long. It doesn't have to be that big or that small. It doesn't, whatever makes you happy. I left a little gap on the side here to be able to turn it right side out. So let's start on this side. Do just a tiny little back tack. There, pivot. We're all having a great week so far. Okay, and there. And then I took my little snips, and I just to make sure that the point's going to be nice, just kind of clip that off a little bit. And then you just put your finger in and you just poke one edge out and then the other edge out, and you got yourself a little leaf. And then I just folded the edge under and did a little top stitch. And to hold it all together. Just gotta roll it out a bit. You can use a stylist or scissors or a pencil. I'm just going to be gentle because the scissors are very sharp point tip, but you do want to kind of give the tip to the fabric because leaves are, I'd say majority of leaves have a point on them. Okay, so just there you can give that a little press, tuck in that little edge, and then you're good to go. Okay, and you can just place it on your little project wherever you like it. Okay. Thank you. And then you can add some vine in between if you like, with just that, or even just some rope or twine or something. Just kind of tuck it underneath one leaf. Sorry. Kind of tuck it underneath one leaf. You can just do like a little twist, or, you know, have it go right off and lost into the seam allowance. You can have it kind of trail around to the other ones. I mean, you know, be creative and be adventurous, right? That's what the love of sewing and crafting is all about. Just pop a pin there. And then, there you go. So you got yourself a nice little pumpkin table topper, which whether you decide to do it hexagon way or you square it out to a size that you're comfortable with and working with. Now this would also make like great little fall, like for table runner, or even the beginning of a quilt projects, or even like an X and O sort of project. That'd be kind of fun. You know, have little ghosts and pumpkins and bats or something. It'd be kind of fun. Thank you everybody for watching, liking, and subscribing. We greatly appreciate you here at the Mom and Pop Quilt Shop. And we'll see you on the next one. So big hugs to you, and happy fall, y'all. Take care.